It breaks my heart. I am so proud of the girls. There are a handful of girls now who are suing their state's attorney general and the high school sports governing body that has allowed this to happen because of their discriminatory policies that exclude women from the women's category. Cannot believe this.
Yeah, I have never seen an organization more committed to self-imploding than the WNBA. A few weeks ago, I made this video highlighting how it appears Brittney Griner said bleep white girl after fouling out in a game against Indiana Fever, the team that Caitlin Clark plays for. Some people like Jamel Hill, former ESPN host, says that no, she didn't say bleep white girl. She says bleep whack call. To which she then went on to call me a grifter for even pointing this out, but besides the point. You can watch and make up.
What seemed unclear at first quickly triggered a strong response from Riley Gaines, who chose not to stay silent on the matter. While several major sports media outlets attempted to shape the narrative in their own direction, Gaines pushed back with a firm and direct stance that has sparked discussion across the sports world. Her voice carries significant weight, largely because it is rooted in her own background as a former competitive swimmer. Throughout her career, she has experienced what she describes as unfair situations in women's sports, which continues to shape her perspective today. Gaines has also been vocal in the past about issues surrounding transgender athletes competing in women's categories, an ongoing debate that has drawn widespread attention and strong opinions from both sides. She is fully aware of the backlash that often follows her statements. In fact, she has faced heavy criticism from portions of the media for expressing views she believes are centered on fairness in women's sports, yet she continues to speak out despite the controversy.
I ain't never seen this lady a day in my life. Why'd y'all hire this woman?
The USA basketball chair actually said it would be irresponsible to put Caitlin Clark on the U.S. women's Olympic basketball team, all while putting Brittney Griner on the team. I think with the extreme controversy that she brings.
Let me jump in, Riley, because you say it a lot there. I'm not sure what you mean by the controversy that Brittney Griner brings to the game. I mean, that's kind of not fair to say without explanation.
Well, I mean, I think given everything that happened overseas, given that she was put in jail, I mean, the controversy is certainly there, whether we want it there or not.
Not her fault and wrongly accused. Let's be fair. That's Riley. I like you a lot too. That's not right. She was wrongfully accused. That is not fair to bring that up. So we're going to delete that. Okay, let's you and I continue.
She literally tried to tell Riley Gaines that Brittney Griner was unlawfully detained. What are you?
When Riley Gaines looked at how the Wnba has been handling recent controversies, she came away feeling that the responses were not entirely consistent. In her view, certain situations seemed to be addressed more aggressively, while others that gained significant attention online appeared to receive less emphasis. This reaction came during a period when the league was already under scrutiny, particularly after reports involving investigations into fan behavior connected to Caitlin Clark. At the same time, other widely shared incidents circulating on social media were, according to critics, not given the same level of attention. Gaines took to social media to voice her concerns, directing part of her criticism toward Brittney Griner while questioning what she sees as uneven standards in how the league responds to different situations. She also brought up Griner's past detainment in Russia and the high-profile prisoner exchange involving Victor Bout that led to her return to the United States, using it as context in her broader argument about public perception and treatment. She further suggested that if the roles were reversed, if Caitlin Clark had made similar comments about Griner, the reaction from media outlets, sponsors, and the league itself would likely have been far more intense. From her perspective, these differences point to a double standard that is becoming more noticeable to the public. More broadly, Gaines framed her criticism as part of a larger concern about consistency, accountability, and how narratives are shaped when controversies arise in professional women's basketball.
Indiana Fever and Atlanta Dream played. Indiana Fever is where Caitlin Clark plays. Atlanta Dream is where Brittney Griner plays. Now you tell me what it looks like Brittney Griner is saying here. For a little bit of context, this was in the fourth quarter after Brittney Griner fouled out against Caitlin Clark and Indiana Fever would go on to win by 5. Now I'm going to tell you what I think she said. Let's play it back. Looks to me like she is saying trash and then calling Caitlin Clark a bleep white girl. Just a reminder, this is who Joe Biden traded for the Russian merchant of death. So many WNBA players hate Caitlin Clark so much when she is the best thing that could have happened to the league. And she's not the best thing that happened to the league because she's white. It's because she's a good player. It's because she's the best player. Now, imagine if Caitlin Clark said the inverse of this. It would be reprehensible, condemned, and understandably so. You've got all of these individual players. You have sports commentators, people like Ryan Clark, who constantly tout of the racial tensions that exist in the league, when in reality, they are the ones perpetuating and amplifying these racial tensions with
When the media outlet Outkick reportedly tried to secure credentials in order to question Brittney Griner directly about her comments, the WNBA turned down the request. That decision quickly became another point of criticism for Riley Gaines, who responded by escalating her remarks on the situation. Gaines highlighted that, apart from Outkick, very few, if any, major media outlets appeared to have pursued direct answers from Griner herself. Instead, she suggested that much of the sports media landscape had leaned more towards speculation or commentary rather than seeking a direct response from the player involved.
As there is one way to find out, ask Brittney Griner. However, no one has done that except for Outkick. It's been over 2 weeks since Griner said this. Instead, the WNBA was investigating a bogus race hoax made up by Angel Reese about Indiana Fever fans. And I say bogus because they found no evidence that supports Angel Reese's claims. So we at Outkick applied for media credentials to cover Brittney Griner's team, the Atlanta Dreams, game on June 6th, to which, shocker, they denied us. We've never had trouble getting media credentials with any professional sports league in the past, but wouldn't you know, now they suddenly have very limited space, which is total baloney. They just want to suppress any sort of uncomfortable inquiries from media. Regardless, we at Outkick are going to keep asking the tough questions, the questions that people want the answer to. And if you do call yourself a reporter or a journalist from an outlet like ESPN or any other sports outlet for that matter, and you have access to these settings and you're not asking those questions, you're really no reporter or journalist at all.
Riley Gaines has sparked intense discussion after sharply criticizing Brittney Griner and the Wnba, following what she viewed as a muted response to Griner's controversial remarks involving Caitlin Clark. The former Olympic swimmer didn't hold back, voicing concerns that she believes many fans and observers were already thinking, putting additional pressure on the league to respond. Her comments have fueled a broader debate. Was Gaines right to call out Griner and question what she sees as inconsistency within the WNBA, or should she have stayed away from basketball-related controversies altogether? At the same time, some observers have suggested that the league has, at moments, struggled with public perception and consistency in how it handles sensitive situations, raising questions about its overall credibility. The criticism also follows a widely circulated video showing Griner making heated remarks after fouling out in a game against the Indiana Fever. While some defended her, arguing that her frustration was aimed at a referee's decision, others pointed to her timing and body language as evidence that the comments may have been directed at Caitlin Clark.